It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Washington Commanders and the Seattle Seahawks on Monday Night Prime Time.
From the home of the 12s, they raised the banner just a moment ago. We are set for football at Lumen Field here a mile south of downtown Seattle. Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started. And off we go from Seattle. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So here are the Commanders making their way out. Leading them out, their young quarterback, the rookie from LSU.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
And he'll push forward to the 37, gain of 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Faced with their first 3rd down conversion opportunity and able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together. How often have we seen 3rd down turn into an automatic passing down no matter what the yardage?
Yeah, and last thing you want, that opening drive to go 3 and out. You got everything scripted, lined up. Let's get some points on the board, and they're able to avoid that 3 and out.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
That's complete to Austin Eckler, the running back. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And Robinson will not get there. Great defense at the point of attack and to stop him short of the first. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. Back deep is Steven Sims. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. They'll be led out by the 3rd overall selection back in 2018 from USC. It's Sam Darnold.
And the thing with Sam Darnold is we know the skill set is there. May not be the most mobile or strongest arm quarterback in the league, but usually plays with really good poise, and at his best, like a point guard in basketball, able to move around and distribute the rock.
He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Throw out wide to Walker. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over these next few plays.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Next, the receivers helped spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
Now it's Darnold. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 27 yards there, a first down.
It's a nice zone breaker right there. Take the tight end, move him out to the slot, then have him run a corner route versus the zone coverage, which means he's going to be behind the shallow coverage and ahead of the deep coverage. Put the ball right on him.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. On the counter, it's Walker. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 2. Now off the bootleg, Darnold. Going across the middle, and Valdez-Scantling has it. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes.
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. So that a great sequence for these guys to begin the ball game. They force the punt on one end, then come right down the field and score on the other.
And that's a great example of leaning on each other and building a little momentum that way. How about the defense forcing the punt? Turns it over to the offense with confidence, and they take it downfield and score.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was Ken Walker finishing things off with a touchdown run. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Robinson. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Back to Robinson now on first down. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. And tip your cap to DeMarcus Lawrence. Nice play defensively.
Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 1 yard is the loss. They back up even further to a 3rd and 15.
That's 2 really good stops in a row. Back-to-back tackles for losses. I mean, let's face it, they are locked into what they're doing offensively, and now they've earned the right to rush the passer on 3rd down, haven't they?
Yeah, and offensively, they're going to have to do something else, because the run game, at least on this drive, isn't working. And he stopped at the 44. It's also a gain of 4, and now it's 4th down.
And that's one of those calls where you play it safe, but you're hoping that maybe something might spring for you, because instead of forcing ball downfield on 3rd and long, maybe you can hit them with something underneath, break a tackle or 2, pick up a block, and see what happens. Not here, though. Good job reading the screen, and it sets up 4th down.
A 41-yard punt there with no return, and it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurtling through them.
That's caught over the middle by Fant. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Straight ahead, Walker. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. A play fake, and it's Darnold. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively. Make sure you know where he is, because he understands how to get open in key situations.
A couple of 1st downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. Oh, Walker showing the power, and he's got this down to the 35. 52 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium, because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
A quick throw there is incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series, because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
2nd and 10. Back to throw, Darnold. And Walker has it. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to...
Oh, Darnold loses it. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
Well, that's the down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
Washington ready to try again on offense. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch. Not much yardage afterwards.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Well, you know they had a 3rd down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
Here's Daniels. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Here's 2nd and 10. To the air goes Daniels. Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Throwing now is Daniels. He's got his target. That's complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
They'll run with Robinson. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
Not a whole lot there after the penalty, but remember, it was 1st and 5, not 1st and 10, so now they can keep grinding out 1st downs and good things can happen for them. Just 2nd and short coming up.
2nd and goal from the 1. And McLaurin, the motion man right. Robinson again. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Brian Robinson Jr. punching it in from a yard away. And the Commanders are an extra point away from evening this one up. He had the option to hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that he made the right decision. That was a heck of a run.
It certainly was, and when you mentioned the option, most people think the quarterback's not going to keep the ball. You know, in the NFL, that's usually not the recipe for being around too long. So when you do keep it, it often surprises the heck out of a defense.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now the ball now going back over the Seattle Seahawks offense. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
That ball is caught. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
The Seahawks will call on Michael Dixon on 4th down to punt this one away. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. Complete out to Samuel on the quick throw. And he'll get 2 or 3 out of that one as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And it's 2nd down. Now Daniels. Back to Deebo Samuel for consecutive catches. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 10 yards there, good for a Washington 1st down.
Well, he's been a busy man in this first half. They've targeted him quite a bit, including both plays here to start this drive. And until that defense starts reacting a little better, they may just keep going back to him.
Daniels looking to throw. Open man is Samuel, complete. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. To throw is Daniels. Throw for Eckler on the crossing route, complete. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Two first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. Now the Commanders going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Checks this one down to Robinson. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout.
And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Working out of the gun, Daniels. Pass to Brown. He's got it on the crossing route.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down. They'll look to throw again. That's Samuel, caught left side. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And Gay knocks this one through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
It was a solid first half of football for the Alabama man, Brian Robinson. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this third quarter. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And, you know, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, putting some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too.
Second down and a little more than a yard here.
Off of play action, Darnold.
As it complete to Jackson Smith and Jigba.
He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Faking the give, Darnold. Blitz coming, and down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. And there they bring pressure from the inside, and they get home.
Yeah, hard to block everyone, isn't it? And on this play, someone did not get blocked. He's the one who got home.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now off the bootleg, Darnold. Got an open man, it's Valdez-Scantling. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Now it's Darnold.
Throw out wide to Walker.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35.
First possession of the second half now for Washington.
And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis.
Off the play fake, Daniels.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
As we both know, there was a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year, and part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
Rolling to his right. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. From the 44-yard line, here's a 2nd down and 6. They go play action. Daniels.
His throw incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
From the gun on 3rd down, Daniels.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 22-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal as he's able to take this inside the 10 to the 8.
Sometimes I get almost mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, those eyes that carry their feet to open spaces, make people miss. I just love watching those guys go to work.
Here's Daniels.
And he's got it. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. catch there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Well, the spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the second score there. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. Being chased out left. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. Uchenna and Wosu got the sack there.
Well, we've seen how this quarterback can beat you with his legs. Saw it earlier on this drive, as a matter of fact. But that time, they had him covered.
They really gave him no place to escape because oftentimes they're able to find a crack, a sliver, anything that can get them upfield. On that occasion, nothing open at all, and they swarmed him.
Gay's kick is good, and the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. That's to about the 28. 2nd down coming up.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Play action. It's Darnold.
And he's got Smith and Jigba.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle 3rd of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
That is taken in by the tight end Fant. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 41-yard line.
And it's pretty evident that this passing game has been frustrated so far. They haven't really moved the ball the way we might have expected, but this is a good pickup here for the 1st down.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Up the middle, here's Walker. 69 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. That's caught over the middle by Fant.
And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 24-yard line.
Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4.
Hand off here to Walker. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Here's Darnold.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
No receivers open, so he was forced to put that one into Puget Sound. That's a great job defensively blanketing those receivers, and ultimately, a smart idea by him just to get the ball out of there.
An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7.
A play fake, and it's Darnold.
A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a first. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go. Well, if you're going to give out a little applause on that play, it has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
Now a 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Walker.
And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And the Seahawks on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Darnold. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. That'll give him 8 that time, and that's going to make it 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they were able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
Able to convert on 4th to bring up 1st and goal. That's a big 3 yards right there.
4th and 2 in the NFL, not ordinarily a running down anymore. Usually that ball is moved through the air. They went ahead and gave it to the back, and he ends up picking up the first down. I'm not sure if they fooled him as much as they just did a nice job executing.
Needed to, and they get... And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown.
Kenneth Walker
with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Seahawks are an extra point away from taking the lead here in the 4th.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
The extra point now coming from Myers. And this puts him on top by a penny. It's 14-13. That one was an extended drive. 14 plays all told.
And it was Kenneth Walker finishing things off with a touchdown run.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the 4th quarter. Throwing now is Daniels.
Open man is Samuel, complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Daniels looking to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, it didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
Now Daniels. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes. I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder, you think maybe he was worried about where he was on the field? Was he far enough? Was he close enough to the first down sticks?
Absolutely. He was right there by him, and I think he was thinking first down before he caught that football.
Yeah, got to catch it first, because if you don't catch it, there's no chance of picking up a first down.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense and Kenneth Walker set to take over once more. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Here's Walker to start the drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
He'll let this go deep for Smith and Jigba. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. To the air goes Daniels. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
A give to Robinson on the option. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And this returnable for Sims. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
And going right back to Walker.
And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on 1st down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on, because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And he'll take this up over the timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
They'll try for the first with Walker. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. The Commanders going to use the 2nd of their timeouts.
That'll be their 2nd, so one more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Out of the gun, Walker with it. And now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout
as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
On the give, it's Walker. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down, and that should just about do it.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
Darnold is going to take a knee, and that should just about do it.
And how about this finish? Able to take a knee, run out the clock, and close this game out by 1 point. You talk about how many coaches we talked to? They all said the same. All I want to do is win by 1 point. That got tested in this one.
Yep, and that cliche rings true. A single penny separates this one.
But Charles, we were treated to an excellent game today, capped off by that 2nd half comeback. This was a joy to watch.
Entertaining for us, not so much to the team who led at halftime and now is leaving here, knowing that they let a win slip through their fingers. Tough one for them to carry home.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.